You don't need to be the most interesting Airbnb or hotel in the world to make money. You just need to be found by the right people. Some short-term rental companies make millions with an audience size of Boston. Others haven't posted once. There's no ads, there's no influencers. They're just quietly winning on Airbnb, VRBO, and have guests who come back year after year. The difference isn't about the property. It's about the channel that they chose to market their property. Today, I'm breaking down the 4 channels that every short-term rental operator should know about, and I'm going to tell you which one you should be betting on. I'll be honest, I talk a lot about social media and ads in my media because that's what I love. But early on, I made the mistake of telling every short-term rental operator that social media was the channel that they should be betting on. And sometimes it's not. Because I've worked with short-term rentals that should be out of a magazine. And honestly, when we did the social media strategy, they struggled. Meanwhile, I saw other properties that weren't super flashy and absolutely printed money. It felt like watching 2 restaurants on the same street, one with a flashing sign that had no customers and one that visibly didn't have any marketing, completely booked with a line out the door. After recommending to social media to everybody, something clicked. Marketing isn't about being everywhere, it's about being in the right place. There's one truth to marketing. Marketing only works when it matches how your guests already book or find a new place to stay. Some people open Airbnb without thinking, some Google, some search on social media. Some see a video and save it for later, and some just ask their friends because they probably have a friend that just travels constantly and knows all the spots. I'm that friend to my friends. So when rental operators fail with their marketing, it's not because their place is crap. It's because they're yelling into the wrong room. If you're forcing to market your property through a channel that doesn't fit your stay, you're paying tuition the hard way. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to walk through each of the 4 marketing strategies and pick apart the pros and cons. Wait till the end of the video because I have a very easy framework to help pick which one is right for you. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with OTAs, so Airbnb and VRBO. Here's how OTAs work. People are already searching for a place to stay, so they open up their favorite online travel agency or OTA and choose whatever stay fits their needs the best. Well, some pros are maintaining this channel is easy. All you have to do is update the listing and hit submit. Another pro is you ride the coattails of Airbnb's marketing strategy, which has a much larger budget than you. And the final pro is that guests trust these OTAs and the brand because they've never gotten screwed before and they trust that they won't get screwed again. Let's dive into some cons. You're competing against thousands of other stays. These OTAs only care about that somebody gets booked because they get paid on the 15% fee. So they don't care who gets booked, they just care that people book. And if you're in a less traveled area, people won't really search for you there. Another con is that if you're in a less traveled area, people won't search for your stay. So you won't get found and you won't get booked. The last con is that the 15 to 20% fee is what you're paying OTAs for marketing, whether you're having a heyday or not. You can dominate this channel. Here's how. First, you'll want to know what guests want in your area and give them that. Usually it's only 1 to 3 things. Then mention it all over your listing. Some examples could be near the beach, near a popular area. You have some amenities that are very sought out. For example, if you're in the mountains and near a skiing area, people will probably want a hot tub. Okay, let's dive into the second channel, search. So Google Ads and SEO. Here's how these 2 channels work. Similar to OTAs, people use Google and other search engines to find stays. There are 2 ways to do search marketing, Google Ads and SEO. Both make your website get found for things people are already searching. The only difference between SEO and Google Ads is that ads are paid and SEO is not. Here are some pros to these channels. There's lower competition compared to OTAs. It's less expensive than other off OTA marketing channels. And some people don't like to book through OTAs. You can find those people this way because the behavior is the same. They're searching for a place to stay in a specific area. Let's talk about some cons. Again, if nobody's searching for stays in your area, you won't get found. You'll get nothing. And SEO takes forever to work. It takes a while. When I used to do SEO, it was like 3 to 6 months minimum. Just like every marketing channel, you can dominate it. Here's how. Don't try to beat Airbnb, VRBO, or other hotel brands at this strategy. You'll want to find niche topics and keywords that people are searching and create as much SEO content around those topics as you possibly can. Then you'll want to run Google ads for those same terms because again, SEO takes a while to work. And I imagine you want results a little bit quicker than 6 months. Let's dive into the third channel, social media. So Facebook ads, Facebook in general, Instagram, and even TikTok. Here's how social media marketing works for rental operators. Social algorithms know what people like based on their previous interests. This means your content will hit frequent travelers who aren't searching for places to stay, but are always on the lookout. Some pros to this channel are you aren't waiting for people to search for stays in your area. You're finding those types of people, whether they're thinking about you or not. The pool of people thinking about traveling versus actively looking to travel is much larger. Another pro is that there are more ways for people to interact with your business, like follow, comment, share a post with a friend versus just check out a website and leave. And the final pro is that one post can get thousands or sometimes even millions of views for free. Now, of course, there are some cons to this channel. Video dominates social media, and video is very expensive to produce. The cost from ads to get a booking at the start from this channel can be very high compared to other search channels, and your stay has to look better than anybody else in your area. The final con is that your stay has to visually look better than anybody else in the area. And if you're in a competitive area, that means you're going to have to get creative with your social media posts. Of course, you can dominate this channel. Here's how. You'll want to create content that connects with people. Don't watch an HGTV house tour and make that kind of stuff. Instead, capture humans living the most desirable experience at your stay. Then post 15 to 30 times and take the best content and use those as your ads. And now we move on to our final channel, referrals. Here's how referral marketing works. Create an agreement with other businesses or people to refer each other. That's it. Some pros to this channel are that people trust their friends. If a friend tells them to book somewhere, they will. Another pro is that there's no upfront marketing costs. And the last one is that referred guests often become recurring guests and will likely tell their friends. It's a snowball effect. Some cons to this strategy. You have zero control. Whatever gets said, gets said. And the scariest con is that if people don't talk, you don't grow. I mean, I know that if I ask people to share my business, they love to say yes, but some people just don't actually go through with it. So that's why I think that's the biggest con. Here's how to dominate referral marketing. I'm a big cast a wide net guy, so I try to create relationships with every somewhat travel related business in the area of my short-term rental and the areas that people are traveling from. Then I encourage past guests to refer a friend and offer a reward like free night when you book 2 in exchange for their kind words. If you haven't chosen a marketing channel that you love and that might work for you, here's a framework that will help. OTAs are best for stays in a popular area with rental operators that have 1 to 5 properties. Search is best similar if you are in a popular area, but you're a rental operator that has 5 or more properties. Social works really well for visibly strong, but not destination famous. And referrals is the best marketing strategy if you have a low budget and you want to just get the marketing flywheel started. If you still don't know which path is right for you, ask yourself this question. Where would my ideal guest start their search? If you have a remote cabin in a lesser known area, start with social. If you have 5 condos near a national park, start with search and do OTAs. And if you have 1 lake house in a busy vacation town, focus on OTAs. Lastly, if you have a rustic lodge with repeat guests, referrals. Here's a little hack for you. Dominate one channel before touching the next. I'm a big believer that if you focus on more than one thing, you're focusing on nothing. That's why at our agency, Lodge Social, we focus on social. But there are still 3 other channels to pick from. Just focus on one. If this video helped you think differently about marketing, that's a win for the day. And if you're still unsure about which channel fits your stay, I put together a short quiz and dropped the link in the description below. I don't sell you anything on the quiz. I don't try to push you to a sales call. It just helps you clear up which strategy is best for you. It's right below. I hope you enjoy it. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to be found by the right people in the right place. That's all for this video. If you want more short-term rental marketing content with images and examples that kind of just make a little more sense to your brain, below you have my newsletter called The Lodge Social. It's totally free to subscribe. I send it out every Thursday at 5:45 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I think you'll enjoy it. because I believe that's where my best content lives. That's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.